Good evening, everyone. Looks like we've got Rebecca touched by yarn and Dogman and full-blown country. And Sandra? We got another good one tonight. We've got Jeff, as in Groovy Eggs or Bubblehead Homestead. So let's get him in here. Ready? There he is. Wow.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for having me, Brian.
You're welcome. Man, we were on a 3-hour live the other night, and that was awesome. We brought Drew and put him on a stick.
Yeah. Mini Drew. We had Mini Drew on a stick. It was a fun time.
Yeah.
Oh, who we got in chat here? Yeah, cool.
Lindsay Scott already.
Man, Lindsay, Paul Honeyman, Big Dreams, Tiny Budget, Simple Life Reclaimed. Hello.
Dysfunction Junction Ranch.
Woohoo.
So, what did you get to do today?
The baby chicks are hatching. Clean out brooders and yeah, all kinds of stuff. Neighbor stopped by for a little while. That's always cool.
Is that usually a day? Isn't that almost daily that you're having chickens, or at least weekly?
Yeah, I've been hatching weekly since August. I moved here at the end of June and gave them a couple weeks to get acclimated. Then yeah, I've been hatching them weekly, but I got to slow down here for the winter.
How much does it slow? Doesn't it slow down naturally in the wintertime?
Yes, like right now I have hens that are molting, what's called molting. They lose their feathers and grow new ones, and they're preparing for the winter. So when they do that, they're not laying eggs. And then over the winter, they'll also slow down production because there are fewer hours in the day. The amount of sunlight in a day affects the egg laying of the hens. So yeah, it does slow down in the winter. Oh, Bob's hearing me talking. He's ready to go.
Bob.
Oh, we got Grumpy back there too.
Grumpy and Bob.
There we go.
I don't think I've ever heard a cat's name Bob. It's such a direct name.
Yep.
People name. Hello, Brian. Oldman King Homestead.
Cool. Treasure Hunter.
Life Reclaimed. Hello. Thank you for stopping in. It's always a treat.
Oh. Yeah, Simple Life Reclaim wants a special order. Okay. Anytime you want. Just give me a month. It takes me a week to collect the eggs and then 21 days to hatch them. So anytime you want eggs, give me a month in advance and I will get whatever you want that I can hatch.
That sounds just like what they need right now with all the stuff they're doing. Like, give them about 1,000 chickens.
It is. Yeah. I don't know. It can be a good escape, though. You know, having something else, you got to go do it every day. And, you know, it can be a good distraction from the work that's going on.
You got...
Yeah, Simple Life Reclaimed. They had a bunch in Arizona. I remember them. I remember watching one of their first videos was building a chicken coop just with whatever they had lying around, and so
I
they
saw
know what they're doing.
Their time lapse video prompted me to go back and look at their older stuff as well. MT Homestead made it in. Here they are.
Hey, Mike and Terry.
I'm not getting sick, Mike and Terry. But I would definitely let you know immediately if I was. They were talking at the tail end of their video, of their live tonight, about how if I got sick, they could have another hour.
No.
Well, I'm going to be having you on before too long on my live because we talked about my 1,000. Although, I don't know. We'll see. I might just do it with the monetization. celebration instead, because it looks like I'm going to get both of them at the same time.
So the watch hours, that's always the
Oh, that's why his thing wasn't going. There's Backwoods Mindset. Just threw up all over the front steps.
We don't need to hear that.
And you ran in here to tell us? I think you better go clean it up.
Get some chickens.
Did you get it on film? Did you? Where's your camera? Did
exactly.
You get it?
Exactly.
T. McD is in the house.
Yeah, peas,
yes,
cats, and baby chicks. Tiny Farm Nuggets. Hey, Brett and Deborah.
Tiny Farm Nuggets. I won't pick on you anymore. But I do like your old name, Tiny Nuggets. Tiny Farm Nuggets. Yeah, I actually sat down and organized all my. I have like 5 videos worth of content videos that are still in the editing program, and I sat down today and organized them all. And I'm
like
behind.
Projects. You got some project videos coming out?
Yeah, I got a drywall video and a paneling video that I was doing, and then another video where I'm repairing the winch on the tractor bucket so we can lift grape rows. So yeah, I am behind. Haven't been doing them like I should be, but at least I'm videotaping them, so I have them to do.
Yeah.
Linda Peterson is in here, and Good Times Homestead with Jen and Steve.
Oh yeah, hit the thumbs up. How many people we got? What, 50 some people watching?
53.
Cool. Go tell your friends. Go tell your family. We are live from Groovy Eggs Farm and the Vineyard Farmhouse, New York and Arkansas.
Petty Jean River Homestead is in here.
From Havana, and that ain't in Cuba.
That cat, I've seen that cat sit in your lap, your arms like that for other videos. Is that common?
Yeah, he is a pest. You're a pest, Bob. and the thing is, I'll kick him out. Okay, I'll put him down and give it 2-3 seconds. And it goes in the window. And there he is already. I can do that all night long. Just put him down on the ground. He'll jump right back up here.
Cindy Brown says Bob.
Yep.
And there's Simply Jan Homestead in here. Go check her live I did with her about, oh my God, it was probably 2-3 months ago already.
There we go.
Go check out all my lives. Give all my guests that I've had some love. There's Full Blown Country. Did him twice with his, and then the second time was with his pretty Trish.
Where did I see it?
Tish.
Pure Oaky. JB Conway finally has a YouTube channel, and it's named Pure Oaky. And I just saw that comment. 907. Oh, there she is. Howdy, Jan. Pure Oaky. Cool. Hey, JB. That should be fun.
Did you say Jan put it up? Put the link up?
You've got the no.
Okay. Howdy to Jan.
Yeah.
But if somebody puts it up, I'll show it.
Cool.
Jan. Simply Jan saying hi to everybody. Peaceful Des. That's new to me. I'm sure it's not new to you. There's my Cricut. He finally woke up. He was going crazy the whole time I was setting up the computer and everything.
Yeah, is that Cricut you or is that me? I have no idea. I have a window open and my door open.
I bet it's the same Cricut. No, I have a Cricut. You might have one of your own, but I have one.
Yeah, I got about 1,000 of them.
There's Drew.
Will someone put out a what? Out a line?
A line?
An L-I-N-G. We don't know what you're talking about, Drew. Type with your fingers.
I'm not putting you on a stick this time.
Oh. Yeah, that must be somebody get a stick for Drew.
I was hoping that would work so I didn't look like an idiot trying to set up a tripod to have him on, but it did. It worked.
He's driving.
He's driving. Oh, will someone put out the link for the Cricut? Oh, I don't know if it has a channel. It's trying to channel something.
I'm going to mute for a second to make sure if it's both of us, then it's.
Well, you're hearing my chick.
Nope, it's you, Brian.
It's my Cricut. It's not your Cricut.
It is your Cricut.
You don't get it.
I just got Bob, but he's not loud.
Joseph?
Yeah, Bob, Dogman had a rat, one of those big old pat racks. But Bob is not who he wants. Fifi is who he wants. Bob would catch mice and rats and bring them in my old cabin and play with them alive. But Fifi, she doesn't mess around when she catches them. They are not a problem after Fifi gets a hold of them.
She comes up and kills Bob's toy. That's how you do it, Bob. You don't play with it all day. Stop playing with your food.
Yeah. Bob would catch little birds once in a while and bring them in alive. And then, yeah, those are a lot harder to catch than a rat. Bob.
Here's that low you were talking about. Must have been 7 minutes.
Yeah. Peaceful Des. Miss the sound of crickets here in northern Florida. Man, you got a storm coming. I hope it's not too bad. I got family in Florida, and that is not cool. Bob's worthless. Well, at least he catches them. I mean,
Bob's just for cuddling, I guess.
Yeah.
I hear crickets.
Yeah, he was just a stray cat that came to my place. And it took me a good 2 months of me feeding him before he let me touch him. But then after that, he's been my best bud. And he won't leave me alone.
Paco, especially what?
Especially now that he's locked inside all the time. See? I can do this all night. He'll come right back up.
Paco just showed up one day too.
Yeah.
He ended up in my bed the first night after I gave him 3 baths because he was nasty. I've never seen so many fleas on a dog at one time. He came up from the field, and I don't know about other people's dogs, but our dogs love to find woodchuck poop and roll in it. And he was, I mean, this is before I met him, and he was coated. He was bristly.
That's got to be 10 times in a row. MT Homestead posted a link to crickets. Maybe that's what you got to do. Just leave your camera going and film the cricket sound. And some people like that.
Some people will watch that too. If you're good enough of a channel, they'll watch you show crickets in time lapse.
There we go. How long have you had Paco?
I've had Paco for, well, last week was 14 years.
Wow.
He had to have been at least 2 years. At least.
Yeah, you don't know how old they are when they show up.
No, he already had dental problems, so he was no puppy. That's for sure. Although that breed is, I mean, he's part rat terrier and part Chihuahua, and both of those breeds have problems with their teeth. So I don't know. I don't know how he got lost. I couldn't find his owners, and he had a collar with no tags. But I could not imagine anybody just dumping that dog, because that is a wonderful dog.
Yeah, it takes all kinds of people. Oh, yeah. Paul Honeyman wants to know if you're my long lost big brother.
Well, aren't you older? We represent the home teeth.
Nobody's noticed the matching outfits yet.
We represent the home.
There's Tree Haven.
Tree Haven's in the house.
Lazy days ahead.
Oh, there he is. Hey, guys. And yeah, so he could be about 16 years old at least, I would say. And that's sad. He's blind. He's deaf. I think he has enough hearing, and he kind of just feels around for where. I mean, he can go out into the yard to go to the bathroom, and he can find his way back. It might take him a couple tries, but I let him do it so that the last thing I want him to do is lose the ability to figure it out himself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not the most fun stage of their life, but it's part of it. Good time.
My parents had 3 dogs, and they all lived their fullest life, right up to their highest life expectancy. So they did well, but it is hard to see them get old, and they can't walk, and they get to the point where they can't eat, and then they just kind of lose their minds. But it's worth it. You get 14, 15, 16 years of an amazing animal. And
you take care of them when they need to be taken care of.
I mean, we know that 99% of the chance you're going to end up seeing that dog pass away, because we live 10 times longer than they do. Well, maybe
8. We need to go as gnomes for Halloween.
Is that what they said?
Yeah. What do gnomes wear? Do they wear overalls? I got overalls.
I think we need to get shoes with bells on them or something.
I don't know what a gnome outfit looks like.
Oh, and I took Rebecca's hat in. Did you get a Rebecca hat? Oh, I shouldn't have asked that. You might feel bad if you didn't.
I didn't go to Shoot Dang.
She wasn't at Shoot Dang.
Oh.
I saw Rebecca in the beginning of this, and I haven't seen her since. She's probably knitting a hat.
Yep.
No.
Claim gnomes, yes.
I can't even think. Do we got to get overalls and then?
Who's having the Halloween party? I think I'm gonna volunteer David to come on homesteading for the Halloween party. I love volunteering other people to do stuff.
What did she just say? Where is that? I had a weenie dog I got on my first birthday. I was 17 when he passed away. Yeah, that's a rough age to lose your aunt. I remember losing one of our pets when I was 16, and that was tough. That was tough.
Uh-oh. Cindy Brown has gnomes that wear Speedos. That ain't happening, Cindy. That is not happening. Halloween or not, that ain't happening.
You better have a really big blur filter on your camera. See that. Blur to the max.
Oh. 12 Stones Ranch. Did I see them? Yes. Thanks for the link.
I just want to love the people.
I still have never owned a dog. I've never had a dog. I
Really?
will someday, but nope, never had one.
You know, I've always had big dogs until Paco. Yeah. In our family, we had smaller dogs too, but we mostly had bigger dogs. And then my first 2 dogs of my own were a lab. The first one was a lab chow mix. Boy, wonderful dog to me, but he did not like other people. And he was kind of mean. So I had to always keep him away from everybody, which sucked.
Yeah.
And then my second dog was a yellow lab. And then Paco came along, and I always thought that I wouldn't want a little dog, but man, I changed my mind. Little dogs are wonderful. You can pick them up and go anywhere with them. You can take them to the store. You can take them in the store, although I haven't done that very much. I've done it once or twice.
Oh, yeah. Dog Man has to correct me. Nobody owns a dog. I've never let a dog own me. There we go. I fixed it.
Well, Paco picked this place. He just like came in here and said, yeah. Well, it took some convincing, but then after that, he says, I'm staying here.
Yeah.
Because he was nervous. It's a very nervous dog. He could be happy and be nervous.
Oh, Bob, your claws are sharp, dude.
Both of you are wearing the same shirt. Finally, someone said it. Rebecca, touched by yarn.
Oh. Am I not seeing all chat?
Who? There's 12 Stones Ranch.
There's Grizz 270. Another guy with a nice beard. He's way out in on the West Coast.
Which one is that?
Grizz 270.
Grizz.
He's one of my YouTube pals from way back. We used to pester off grid with Doug and Stacy together.
Y'all twinning tonight.
He did more pestering than I did. Yeah, we are. We did it just for you, Simple Life Reclaimed. No, I was grabbing a shirt. What did I have on today? I don't know. I had on an orange shirt, and I didn't want to do a live in an orange shirt. So I'm like, oh, MT Homestead. That's a brand new one. I can wear that right after they're live. So I did it. And then Brian noticed, and he's like, it would be funny. I should grab my shirt.
There's a Grizzly 270. I think I've seen him before.
Yep. Oregon. Oh, Bob is not going to give up. I might have to go feed them in a minute, so he'll leave me alone.
No judgment here. That's Tish, Full Blown Country's wife. And she's going to be interviewing Pooch tomorrow on his show, on his live at 7 o'clock Central. So everybody check out Full Blown Country tomorrow night.
Yeah. Full Blown Country tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Central.
Do it. Who else is on tomorrow night? Somebody else started going on Thursday nights, I think. I'm not sure who that was.
Oh.
Is that Heiston? Heiston? Louis Heiston. Stand.
No, Bob.
Oh, we were so talkative before this. What happened? We were just hooting and hollering about everything, and now
chat happens. I keep looking over there trying to. Yeah, the cricket's bad luck. You got to catch that cricket, Brian.
9 Acres Family Farms is in here. I didn't see him, but somebody said hello to him. Now the cricket's even quiet.
There we go. That'll work.
Yeah, so you got to get your shower done, right?
Yes, I do. And Tree Haven, he was in here earlier. It'll happen in October.
Yeah,
he's already taken a list of it, taken a look at it, made a list, and he's closer to a big city. See, I don't have a Home Depot or Lowe's within an hour of me, so it's hard to come up with everything.
You're nowhere if you don't have a Home Depot or a Lowe's.
Yeah.
If you don't have a Walmart, man, you're not even on this planet.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the big thing about doing projects like this is like, oh, we forgot this thing. And then it's 2 hours there and back to go get whatever that thing is. I experienced, that just happens out here in the middle of nowhere. So it's best to do a thorough
here with Tish Ross tomorrow. I had that wrong. Okay, I had that wrong. They're going to be on Tish's channel. No judgment here. Not Full Blown Country. Tomorrow night, Pooch is going at 12 Stones. Got that too.
There we go.
No, and getting materials for that stuff. Fortunately, I have a shower and my parents have a shower upstairs. Their whole upstairs is completely finished with everything they need. But the downstairs, we have another master bathroom, and we decided to do tile. And I guess if I called them back up, they'd probably be ready, but there's a couple things I need to do still for them to be able to do their job. Although it probably will only take a couple hours. I should jump on that tomorrow. But they're going to tile it for us, and they're going to tile the floor in the bathroom. And
tile
then
floors are great. I mean, it's an expense and time and energy up front, but
well, it's the only bathroom in the house it's the only room in the house that I really want tiled. I don't know what we're going to do with the other floors yet. Probably that clickable floor. The floors are something you really don't see in that house because the rooms are kind of small, especially downstairs. And by the time you get the furniture in there, and my mom would definitely want throw carpet. So the flooring really isn't that important as long as it's durable. I might even do painted floors. I've thought about that because back in the day, farmhouses had painted floors, designs or whatever, and that could be fun.
Yeah.
And a lot cheaper. A gallon of paint is a lot cheaper than clickable flooring. And
when I first moved to Arkansas, I got a mobile home that was just trashed. But I fixed up one room, and I went to the Lowe's and bought whatever they had on clearance, and it was a bright orange. So that's what I painted the floor. It was a bright orange.
Bright orange floors?
Yep. In one room. And I knew I wasn't staying there long.
So you still have a shed house on your other property, and you're considering bringing it up, right?
Yep. Hopefully this winter. Yep. By the end of the year, that'd be my goal to get that shed to house moved down here.
I saw the video where you were getting it. Is it big? Does it require a big truck, or is it just?
Yeah, it's 12 feet by 40 feet is the size. They have there are companies that move those no problem. They're called mules, and you hook it onto the shed. You put some tires on the back end, and you can maneuver those wherever you want them. Then you get them on like a flatbed truck, and they'll have a winch, and it'll just pull it right up there. And they have it down to a science these days. So,
how far away is the old property from where you are now?
The route that the shed will have to take is probably about an hour and a half.
Wow.
It's only 20 some miles, but it's national forest in between here and there. And they can't drive through the national forest like you can in a suburban. So they'll have to go around. But it won't be too bad. But yeah, about an hour and a half, but it's only 25 miles.
And was that completely finished out? Did you finish it?
For pretty much, yep. We bought it bare, as a shed, and had a group of YouTubers come down for a week, and probably 20 different YouTube channels, probably 30, 40 different people came down over the course of that week, did all the wiring, all the plumbing, all the insulation, the drywall, the painting, the ceiling, putting in the appliances, the cabinets, the whole thing. And it was pretty much from a bare shell to move in ready within a couple weeks.
Wow, that's awesome. I love this community. Sometimes you can't help somebody out if they're so far away, of course, but when you guys live in the same areas, you can do that. You can gangbang it and get it done, and that's just so awesome.
Yeah, and I am proof of that. There have been so many times I've had just tons of people coming and help me out with stuff, and it's got me to where I am, and that's it's awesome. It's awesome.
It's almost like a barn raising, only it's a shed house.
Oh yeah, Tiny Farm Nuggets texted me regarding. I know, man. I'm not a youngster who goes around with the phone all the time. What do they say? How many brooders do you need? I need 7 of them. I already told you that. Oh, they're trying to get their septic hooked up. Yeah. I got baby chicks hatching right now. I need them. Brett was going to build me a brooder, and I saw a picture of it. It looked like it was almost done. I don't know. Bob is being a pest. Yeah, JB, bless
you into raising chickens and all the things.
What got me into it is I wanted control of my own living situation. I didn't, if you have land and it's paid off, nobody's going to kick you out. So I had spent years not in control of my living situation. So, and also having land is opportunity. And so I wanted a little bit of land, and that creates opportunity, whether it's raising chickens, growing flowers, growing, stuff for the farmer's market. If you've got land, you got some source of income. And the chickens I built it up over time and just studied the market, what was going on in the area, what was selling good. And so that's what got me into raising chickens was I need income.
And that was 12 Stones Ranch that asked that.
Yep. And it's fun. And I've done breeding in the past. When I was a kid, I used to breed tropical fish. I started off with the guppies and the swordtails and the mollies. Then I worked up the cichlids, and I'd sell the babies back to the pet store and get food. I also did that with hamsters. I had like 12 hamster cages at one point, and I was breeding hamsters, and I trade them back to the pet store for hamster food. And so I don't know, this husbandry was kind of in my blood as a young kid, and I kept breeding fish for well into my 30s. So I did that for over 20 years. I got into the cichlids are African and South American, and there's some beautiful freshwater aquarium fish. But that's more expensive to get into and less profit than chickens. You know, one egg, you hatch it, $8-10. Yeah, that can be some good income.
Dogman says you should have taken Bob to the Chinese buffet today.
Oh, that was yesterday.
I've been watching some of Dogman's videos. I think you're going to have to ask him if he wants to be on my live at some point.
Yeah, Cindy Brown asks, why colorful eggs? Do they sell better for more money? Yes and no. Easter eggers, which can lay blue or green or light brown. Easter eggers are the most popular selling type of chicken. And so there's always a demand because those are eggs you can't get at a grocery store. You can get white or brown. You're not going to get blue or green. So Easter eggers are always popular, but they don't sell for as much. Now, black copper Marans are also popular, and they lay the really dark brown eggs. And those go for more money because they're a lot more rare. Anybody can create Easter eggers. So you'll sell a lot of them, but you won't get a high price for them. Whereas for the Marans with the really dark eggs, you can sell at a higher price because there's not as many of them, you know, supply and demand. Yeah, he's always got something.
Now, don't go on Backwoods Mindsets channel or live and say that. I don't know. That's kind of on the edge.
Bob, go away. He's not going to give up until I feed him. I'm gonna have to tap out for a minute or two.
Oh, a whole 2 minutes? You're going to leave me alone with these people? Oh, my God. Go do it.
We got all night, though. I don't have to do it right now. I'll wait until you get going on a good subject.
Why don't you go do it, and then Bob will leave you alone?
Yeah, that would be the thing. All right. Give me 2 minutes.
What the heck is that other cat doing? Oh, okay. Can you do it? Brian, can you do it? I don't know. You can listen to my Cricut until he gets back. I will eat him up. I don't know what that's about. No, Lindsay, I don't have your grape juice ready. Maybe you should take another, maybe you and Drew should take a trip up here next, and start heading up here probably around August. You'll get here in October and you can have some fresh grape juice. If you make it. Where is Papa? He is sitting in his recliner, full-blown country, and probably watching. I'm sure he's watching. He always does. I think he's only missed one of these lives. He fell asleep because he wasn't feeling too good that time. Hey, that sounds like a plan. Well, I might not be joking about that. Go ahead, do it. We could put you somewhere. We could put you two somewhere. We got two houses here and a barn room that's like a barndominium. You can throw a mattress down. Probably be better than sleeping on the air mattresses. Can you do this? How long have you been doing YouTube? I've been doing Karen Baker. I've been doing YouTube for a little over a year and a half. And I probably just passed 800 subscribers, and my watch hours are equivalent. So I should be going over that threshold at the same time, hopefully, with both requirements, and that would be awesome. The schoolie. Oh, you're going to bring the schoolie? Lindsay? That'd be cool. You think you could get it done by next August? Heck, if you're not finished with it, you bring it up here and we can do some more. I got a big old kind of a shop out here. It's got all the tools in it. Congrats on hitting 800. Finally, family members. 12 stones. Did I get it? I haven't looked. I was just under. I was at 795 the last. Oh, look at all them eggs. Are those the ones that are about to hatch?
They're going to go in the incubator tomorrow. So they'll hatch in about 3 weeks, but they're going in tomorrow. Some nice green ones. Those are rare. And the really dark brown ones, you can get brown eggs in the store, but usually not this dark. And I'd like to get them even darker brown than this, but I'm working on it.
Well, don't you know how to dunk them in some dye? Well, so it takes them 3 weeks to hatch from when? Like you collected those today?
Let me get back. I collected those. I collect them for a week and then put them all in at once. So yeah, those are from the past week.
So what do you do? What happens within, okay, if you pick the first one up in the early part of the week, what does that egg do during that time while you're waiting to put it into the incubator?
Yeah.
Does it stay dormant?
Yeah, it just stays dormant until it's the heat, and really the heat is what triggers it. So once the heat gets up to 99.5 degrees, that will trigger the egg to start development. So it's not going to start development until that heat triggers it. So like an egg, you can keep it on your fresh egg. You can keep it on your kitchen counter for a couple weeks without washing it and refrigerating it, and it'll stay, fresh as long as you're keeping it at room temperature. And what I do is I tilt them a couple times a day. You're just mimicking what would happen in a nesting box with a real chicken. Chicken's getting in and out, and it'll roll around and move around. And that helps keep the embryo from sticking to the side of the egg. And that way you get a better hatch rate. Yeah, there's all kinds of little tricks to hatching eggs and it's not a perfect science either.
What would you say the percentage of what you get out of what you try to get?
I got spreadsheets. You want to know?
I heard about your spreadsheets. I think Drew was telling me about that. You've got the lineage and whose father and their great grandfather. And
yeah, I've got like a roster, like you'd have for a sports team. I have a roster and then a family tree of that roster. Then I also have a spreadsheet that I keep track of egg production. So I don't know specifically which hen lays which egg, but I know by the flocks. All right, I've got 5 blue egg layers in this flock, and I got 4 on average, 4 per day. And then I have another spreadsheet where I keep track of all my hatches, how many eggs I put into the incubator, how many I candle them like midway through their hatching cycle, and the eggs that don't develop, I take those out. So I keep track of, my percentages of what goes in versus what hatches. My last hatch was a really good one. 44, 70 eggs went in, and 59 hatched out of 70 that went in. And that was a good hatch for me. Anything over 50% is pretty good. And it depends on the breed of chicken too.
Yeah, that was over a month ago. Thanks, 12 stones. Yeah, for everybody that doesn't know, I have more content videos than I do lives. It just happens to be that I've been doing consecutive lives. If you look at my list, my content list, it seems like the last 10, 15 of them are all lives, but I have a lot of content videos to watch that you can watch.
And more coming up too.
More coming up. I got them in the editing program. I just need to sit down and edit them. This harvesting situation is kind of brain blocking me. I mean, I could do it at the end of the night, but I just usually am not in the mood for it. But I got to get over that because I can't. Once I hit that 1,000, I'm going to have to start putting out videos on a regular basis if I want this to be for real. And I know that, and I'll do my best.
Linda Peterson asked, "Do I do turkey and geese eggs also?" Nope. Maybe someday. I need more acres. I need more land. Then I'll think about turkey and geese and.
You know,
Ducks.
Is raising baby chicks all you do, or do you do meat chickens? Or are you mostly just about raising chickens?
I'm just about hatching them and selling them as soon as they hatch. That's where your most profitable point is. But I also, I need to raise my own hens to lay eggs. So, and you're going to get 50% boys. So, and then I don't keep all of my hens that I raise to that age. I select the best to keep for the breeding. And then the others I can sell or give to friends or whatever. And the boys go to freezer camp. So I don't need to do meat chickens because I'm constantly raising extra boys. But meat chickens are a good option for people if you just want to, you can do 50 of them in 3 months, put them all in the freezer, and, you're stocked up for half a year.
Well, if we ever go in a situation where you need to have your own food, you know how to do it. That's for sure.
Well, yeah. And the meat chickens, you cannot breed those yourself. Those are a special, you need 4 different breeds, and you do this breed to this breed as one grandparent, this breed to another breed as the other grandparent. Then you get the kids and you breed the kids together, and that's the meat chicken. But if you breed the girl and boy meat chickens together, you don't get more meat chickens. It's only that hybrid.
You get vegetarian chickens?
I didn't hear that.
You get vegetarian chickens?
No. Chickens are omnivores. Some people feed them vegetarian diets, but chickens are omnivores. They'll eat whatever.
Corn-Fed Life asked us which has the longest beard, and to tell you the truth, I would say they're pretty close to the same. It doesn't look like either one of us. I think his logo on his shirt is lower than mine. No, I really would say they're about the same.
Yeah, it's not a contest, man. It's all good. We're all good.
That's why they're the same.
Fallen Arkansas veterans in the house. Thanks for stopping by.
What did Byron say that was so funny?
I don't know.
To the Bearded Twins show. That's what 12 Stone said that Drew's laughing about. Yeah.
It'll be a memorable show. I'm just saying. Sponsored by MT Homestead in Oklahoma. Mike and Terry.
He's got a new one. Hint, hint.
Yeah, I did get a new one. I just saw him a couple weeks ago, so that was an awesome surprise birthday party.
I do like that. Is an improvement on the new. I like the new logo. It has more.
Does yours have their name on it, or is it just the logo?
Yeah, it's at the bottom.
Oh, it's at the bottom. Okay. Yeah. I like that it has YouTube on it because I guess you can go either way.
Does it have it on the bottom of yours?
No, mine doesn't say YouTube.
And it doesn't say it on the back?
I don't think so.
No,
I
it's
haven't
got
seen
the flap
that.
on the back, doesn't it? Oh, no, it doesn't. Some may and some may not. Who knows?
Yeah, it's not like everybody sees a T-shirt and runs out to find their YouTube channel. I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah, but you probably should have the YouTube on there, because if somebody is looking at it, they wouldn't know what it was connected to. So.
Yeah, Lindsay needs a new MT Homestead shirt. Uh-oh. Sorry, Mike and Terry.
What's that? Are they in here? Did they hear us?
I don't know. I'm just, they were here earlier.
Well, I think what they do is they come in the beginning, and then they go sit in their comfy couch and they get on their 65-inch 4K television and watch us for the rest of the time.
Karen Baker asks, what makes a bird a meat chicken? It's the breeding. And what they did is they found the giant gene in chickens. Humans can genetically get up to 8 feet tall, but it rarely happens. And it's a certain set of genetics that creates that condition. Well, they found that in chickens. And through selective breeding, they found the giant gene. So these meat chickens will get up to 8 pounds within 3 months old. Usually they're harvested right around 2 months old. They're going to be a 5 or 6 pound carcass. So it's the specialized genetic breeding that creates a meat chicken that grows abnormally fast. And that's more money for all the chicken producers out there. But and that's only been going on since after World War II. That's when we finally mapped out the genetics enough to create our modern meat chickens. Everything before, like the 50s and World War II, meat chickens were your extra roosters. And chickens were not as big as a part of our diet back then also, because it would, like mine don't become meat chickens till they're 6 to 8 months old. Versus the stuff you get at the grocery stores and fast food, those are 6 to 8 weeks old. So it's it's a massive difference between heritage or the old style chickens versus our meat chickens of today.
Well, I'm no chicken connoisseur. So what is your opinion on, is a meat chicken that's been basically bred that way, how is that compared to a chicken that is just a regular chicken for food?
Food wise, a lot more white meat on a meat bird versus a heritage breed. A lot of that is the conditions that they're raised in also, but the dark meat on mine, they get a lot more exercise. They're using those muscles, and that's what the dark meat is. There's a lot of muscles around the legs and the thighs. The dark meat on mine is a lot more richer and a lot darker, and I think it tastes better than your typical meat chicken. So, but you get a lot more, and they're a little more tender because they're younger on the meat chickens versus the heritage breeds like I do. But it's all in how you cook it and how you use it. Like with mine, you're not going to want to grill them. You use them more as an ingredient in, chicken pot pies, chicken noodles, chicken tacos, instead of just having a big old, piece of meat to bite into. The meat chickens are probably better than the heritage breeds for that, but it's all good. It all tastes good to me.
That's probably true, dog man. Modern chickens are raised in horrible conditions in 6 weeks. I saw a documentary on that, and some of those chickens grow so fast that their bones in their legs don't get a chance to even form correctly, and they will.
Yeah. They never feather out completely. And if you keep them alive longer than like that 8 weeks, they're going to have all kinds of health issues. Most of them are going to die from heart attacks because they grow so fast their organs can't keep up, and they lose the ability to walk. And it's not, they're genetic freaks through selective breeding. It's not, modified genetics. It is through selective breeding, but those things are freaks.
I saw it. They were, even with them being free ranged in the building that they were in. I mean, they had the whole building to be able to walk around freely, and they even had the end caps with chicken wire so they can go outside ish, I guess. But these chickens were pretty much laying on the ground with their legs up like this because they couldn't pick themselves up.
Yeah.
Because they were so huge at like 3 and 4 weeks old.
It is amazing how fast they grow. I have not raised them myself. I've seen plenty of other people do it. I've helped process them.
They come out super tender. Like, what is? I know that's part of something else, but it was just what was on my mind at the time. It struck me funny.
Senny Brown asked Groovy Eggs about his Noisy Neighbor channel. Yeah, once upon a time, Drew and I started a channel before I moved down here, and I never did get moved down here. And then when I got moved down here, he takes off for 4 months the next week. So what are you going to do? But now we've got Dogman down the road. So Drew's going to be coming home next month, and I've been so busy right now, but hopefully we'll get that one going again.
He's in Oklahoma.
I didn't tell anybody, Drew.
He did.
Yeah, he did. I talked to Russell earlier tonight, Drew. He told me where you were at before. I didn't know that either. I ain't gonna pester him. He's got videos he needs to edit. Hint, hint.
I bet you can't wait till he gets home. That'll be a lot of fun for you guys to be able to hang out again.
Yeah, definitely.
So do you guys have a desire to start up that Noisy Neighbor channel again?
Yep, I think we could all use a little extra income here and there. And we just got to sit down. One thing we could do is a weekly live show between the three of us. If all three of us can get on there, or whatever, that we can at least do that. And then Drew wants to do a game show, and I want to do some golf cart jousting, and Mike wants to do whatever comes up in his brain that day. So we'll try to have some fun with it, and it will be different from our regular content. Like, I'm not going to be showing chickens and baby chicks, and so, but we'll come up with something, make it fun.
Well, Creekside Maples, I've been watching some of their stuff, and I'm supposed to have them on my live sometime in November-ish, I guess, when they settle in a little bit, because they're going through a moving transition themselves. Their property, I think they're staying at one of their mother's houses, and they're going to build. And at any rate, they had a live on last night, and that was a lot of fun because they did just simple questions. Like the first part of it, they would take baby pictures of actresses and actors and actresses, and we would have to guess who it was. I actually guessed Goldie Hawn's, but that was fun. And I'm sure anybody who was watching that live watched the whole thing because it just kept moving and it was fun. So Creekside Maples, I think anybody who has not subscribed to that channel, you're going to want to watch what they've got going on because it's going to be good.
I don't. They're not familiar to me. I'm gonna have to go sub right now.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch that channel. I've been watching everything that they've had since I started knowing about them. I've heard about them in the back of my head, but I think 12 Stones mentioned them to me, and I checked them out, and I was like, These people are. I love character people. People who are characters, they're fun, and they're the people I want to know.
All right, I'm subscribed to Creekside Maples.
That's awesome.
Where are they at?
I don't think they're in here. They're
They're
not
up north somewhere.
They're. You know what? I don't have it straight, but I do know that they were looking for property in Nova Scotia, maybe up there past Ottawa and
Canada, eh?
Canada. I could be wrong. I don't know where they ended up. I'll have to double check on that. I'm sure somebody knows in the chat. Nova Scotia. Cindy Brown. Got it. I thought it was Nova Scotia.
That's way up east. Yeah, that's the east.
Fallen Arkansas.
Cool.
Hello. How you doing this evening?
Yeah, there are a few people in there that like the golf cart jousting idea. I tell you, it's got to happen. I've got 2 golf carts. Neither of them work right now, but Drew's on his way home.
I have a golf cart. I wonder how long it would take me to get down there.
Well, yeah, but then see, it's jousting, so the golf cart has to have protection. It needs some armor, and yeah, we're gonna put like rings up at different rings on it, and so the trick is to get your pole and get the ring, and you get points for it.
Would I not be qualified if I brought my gator?
No, no. That's cheating.
Oh, come on.
You could. There can be a separate division for gator jousting. There we go.
Gator jousting. Yeah. Use a pool noodle for. It jumped on me. For joust.
We maybe make the rings out of those. Use fishing poles for the.
I don't think they should use real joustings because it would hurt.
We'll have armor. I got all this old.
I already had Drew on a stick.
Yeah.
So Drew's laughing about something.
He's heard my golf cart jousting proposals before, and it's still funny.
Well, either that or you can run around singing One Banana, Two Banana. Going over jumps with your golf carts.
One of my golf carts is a 1974.
What was that show back in the day where there were those big, like, puppet costumed characters and they all were like on golf carts and went over ramps and stuff, and it was 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4 or something like that?
Yeah, I didn't watch those.
Back in the 60s.
I know who you're talking about, though, but I can't remember the name of them.
I
just remember Fraggle Rock and the Muppets and
Fraggle Rock. That was when we were like 12.
Yeah.
No, okay. What I was talking about was from the
but they still played it.
Yeah, we saw it in syndication is what we saw on Saturday night or Saturday morning cartoons. Maybe it was called the Banana Splits.
Oh. Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Whose beard's longer again? We're not getting a tape measure out and measuring.
Not competition. If you got a long enough beard that people are asking whose is longer, you're automatically a winner.
I think they're the same. Banana Splits. I will destroy them boys in a pillow fight.
No, I'll have my fanny pack on me with secret weapons in there. And Dogman, who's allergic to fanny packs, he'll be at a disadvantage.
Oh my God, the picture you just painted. You guys all in your underwear and tank tops doing a pillow fight. Not good. Big blur camera. Big blur filter on that, please.
I got full length pajama bottoms, so I'll be all right. JB Conway gave me a pair of those, so.
Yeah, but you guys were talking about Speedos earlier, I think.
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
No. Men over 20 should not wear Speedos.
Nobody should wear a Speedo.
Well, that's
Nobody. True. No, teach their own. Go do you. I'm going to do me.
I had to wear a Speedo when I was on the swim team in high school, and I did not like it. I did not like it the whole time I had to wear it.
It makes you swim faster.
I'd rather be a slow swimmer. I wasn't that good. I didn't even stay on the team for very long. In fact, I was tricked to being on it. My aunt was the one who was running the team. She was the coach. It wasn't the high school team. It was a separate branch, if you want to call it that, called the Hammerheads. And one night she called me up and asked me if I wanted to go swimming in. And I'm thinking in my head, going to the school and doing the free swimming that they do. And I go, and it's a full-on swim meet, and she wants me to compete. And I'm like, I haven't competed ever. So I just kind of like, she wanted me to do it because they were going to have to forfeit if they didn't have me fill the spot. So.
Oh yeah, you got to have so many.
I think they should have went forfeited. They should have forfeited. Because I was not that good. I was standing in line because they were doing a relay, and I'm like standing there thinking, what in the world am I going? I don't even know what the breaststroke is.
Yeah, I let the other team members have their chance, though. So you were doing a good thing.
I still did it. I mean, I was a good recreational swimmer, so I was able to pull it off, but I wouldn't have won. I wouldn't have won, but I filled the part.
Drew says he'd wear a Speedo for a calendar photo. Drew, you cannot be in my cock calendar. I have roosters. I can use that word unironically. But yeah, and I've got 12 roosters. I could do one per every month. And
I could see it now. Drew's in a Speedo.
Somebody's laughing at that joke.
We don't want to see pictures of Drew in a Speedo playing with chickens. That's just wrong. It's wrong.
He'll be
Drew, you would be the 13th month that wouldn't be approved.
Leap day. You can have the leap day.
We got Jan rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, she likes my rooster jokes.
See, Tree Haven was here all the whole time. He's just editing. He's always editing. He edits and watches lives. I don't know how he does that because I when I'm editing, I need silence. I don't want to hear anything else going on or see anything else going on. I have to be completely focused.
Yeah.
But who was telling me about that?
No, I can watch videos on my TV until I need to edit like audio stuff. Then I gotta be focused.
Well,
but when I'm just doing clips at the end and the beginning and end of videos where I'm clipping off, I can do all that while I'm watching other people.
Well, I tell you one thing: if I was editing right now, that Cricut would have to die. He would have to die.
Yeah.
He's lucky I'm not editing. Groovy Eggs 2023 cock calendar.
I should do it. I need a friend with a really nice camera to come take pictures of my roosters.
What's up, Tree Haven? Yeah, 12 Stones and I last night were talking about editing, and he says he's a multitasker. He can sit there and watch 2 lives and still edit. And I said, you're crazy because no way. And some of these guys do. What was that? Little Ridge Ranch. He literally has 3 screens up, and he says that sometimes he'll have a live going on each one of them. It's like, how could you possibly even pay attention to any one of them if you've got 3 of them going?
Yeah, I'd be like mute. Okay, no, mute. Yeah. So some people multitask like that. Who knows?
So what did Brett say?
Something nuts. Knowing Brett.
Is Brett a channel name or is Brett a name? Just the name.
Brett is from Tiny Farm Nuggets, formerly
Farm Nuggets. So what did he say?
Behind Nuggets.
Imagine out of my head. Oh. I don't see what he said.
Who knows?
That's the part that sucks. Somebody will be laughing about something that somebody said and you missed it. You don't know what they said.
Yeah. They have their own little world going on in there.
Well, I always go back through and read the chats anyway. You know, at the end of the live, you can at least see about half the chats, and then it kind of, I mean, the first ones are gone, but you can see the last ones for a little while before, and then you'll have to wait the next day to get the rest of them. But I read them all. You're not getting away with anything, people. I'll see it.
It's all saved for posterity. Oh, Drew and a Speedo jousting chickens.
Get on the stick, chicken.
Man, you ain't jousting my chicken. It's a golf cart jousting. It's not chicken jousting.
Chicken
and I don't care if Drew wears the Speedo, but
chicken drop kicking.
Now, Dogman thinks he's dreaming of Dogman dancing in a thong. I don't know. You guys are crazy.
God, where is your mind? Good Lord, he's in.
See, it's after 10 o'clock here. It's after 11 o'clock out there.
Yeah, it's 11.
People just go a little bit off the wall at this time of night. White pants contests. Yeah, that was fun.
What is that all about?
It was Drew and our friend Sean from, I can't remember their channel name off the top of my head, but they were doing the plumbing underneath this house, and all of my pipes froze. We had a winter. I was living at the old place, blah, blah, blah. So all the plumbing had to be redone here. And the previous owner had left a bunch of pairs of white pants. And so I'm like, you two need to put on these white pants and go under the cabin and do the plumbing, and we'll see whose pants are dirtier at the end of it. So that's what the white pants contest was. Just having fun. I don't remember who won the white pants contest. I think Drew's might have been dirtier.
Booger on you. You live so close. You better move. Booger flicker.
I do want a bigger property.
Up with these lines, I can flick a booger at you.
Yeah, that's Dogman.
Keep their white pants.
White pants plumbing party. Cindy Brown found the video.
Oh, there's actually a video?
Oh yeah, there's video. Of course.
Hey,
can't have that much fun without filming it.
Belt Loop 29 made it in. Yeah, you guys do some crazy. If that's the stuff that you show on YouTube, what do you do when we don't see you?
I take naps.
You know, there's only one at this point. I mean, I could go through periods where I take naps every day, but I usually get a nap on Wednesday just before the live, probably about 3 hours before the live. I'll take a nap so that I don't feel groggy.
Yeah, I had a good nap today. I need them. Bob, I already fed you, and you're pestering me again, buddy.
Oh, who's Deb Schmude?
Hey, Deb.
Deb Schmude. Is that how you say it? Schmude. Correct. Is that right?
I don't know. I can't hear her.
You can't hear her. Deb Schmude. Is that the right pronunciation of that name? Okay, never mind.
I do not know. I do not know.
Schmude. Yeah, Schmude. Drew's always laughing, and I don't even know what he's laughing about.
Is he picking on Mike's Ford yet? Has that happened in the live chat?
Which Mike?
Dogman.
Dogman Mike? There's like 50 Mikes that I know in this.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike and Terry, Dogman.
Yeah.
Just don't call him Mark. He doesn't like that.
No?
Although I claim innocence.
You Brett. Man, you guys do some late night stuff, don't you? Are you involved in all those late night? I can't remember. I mean, I know that Belt Loop does some late night chats. I'll be up at like 2 o'clock in the morning and he'll pop up.
Finally, Bob. Oh, he's going to go pester Grumpy now back there. That works for me.
Okay, pronounce that one for me. What?
I don't know. That's code.
Master 8 Gundam.
Vlog.
Zer. Yeah. You wouldn't get too many people putting that. You have to put the chat and they have to put the title name down. What? He will break down one day and call on Dogman. Hey, we had a Ford for 20 years and it never needed anything major done to it. It was an awesome truck. And
they don't make them like they used to, and that's pretty much true for every brand out there, except Toyota.
Well, with all the electronics in a truck, all you need to do is have a brain fart on those things, and you're in trouble.
Yeah.
We have a vehicle right now that we're waiting on, and it's sitting in the lot waiting for the parts. There's parts missing. When it ran through the assembly line, they had back ordered stuff. So
yeah,
who knows?
Shortages and all kinds of stuff like that these days.
Not fun, or it sucks waiting for something like that because you're excited for it and you're looking forward to it, and you call and they say it's going to be another week, or I don't know. Well, the answer is really we don't know. We don't know when you're going to get your truck. It's sitting in the lot waiting for some parts. Because it was built. The truck was built. Well, it's an Expedition. It was built probably a month ago. And there's a lot of cars and lots that are waiting on parts. Lots of them.
Yeah, I watched Scotty Kilmer's YouTube channel. Not everything, but a lot of his stuff. And he's really up to date on what's going on. And yeah, Drew just mentioned the new Broncos had a bunch of problems with those. And Scotty Kilmer was talking about that. Those are, and there's two different types of them. There's like the cheap kind that's going to be mass produced. But then there are Broncos that are more upgraded, and it's the cheaper ones that are having all the problems. And I think those are made, they're not made in the US. But the other ones, I don't know. I'm never buying a new car again.
Yeah, well, we always lease our vehicles so we don't have to mess with anything.
Yeah, and that's really the way to go if you can, is the lease, or, you know, when you do buy a new one, you get 100,000. So you ain't got nothing to worry about if something goes wrong. That's the beauty of a new or a lease vehicle. Otherwise, it's a crapshoot.
Well, some people that doesn't work for them because they drive too many miles per month, and you know they would use up their quota, their limit, and that's not a problem with us. That shoot dang trip that we took probably was most of our hours or most of our mileage that we put on that truck. And that's why we only have one vehicle. I mean, we just buy one really good vehicle. We had two vehicles, and one was always sitting. And in the wintertime, the one vehicle, I think it sat for like 3 months. We're paying on it because we don't use both. Usually when we go anywhere, I'm with my dad, or I go somewhere by myself, or he goes somewhere by himself, and it's just not necessary for us to have two vehicles at all. I think there's probably like 2 times this last year that we might have had a conflict.
Tree Haven has a Toyota Tundra with 200,000. Scotty Kilmer, that's what he says, get a Toyota.
I think Full Blown Country has a Tundra. Excuse me for just a second.
Yep.
Just a second. In fact, I can still hear you.
You can still hear us. I am wanting a second car. I've got to write a book, but once I'm done writing a book, I need a second vehicle that'll get better gas mileage, that I can drive, 6 hours in a day without. But man, used vehicles are not cheap right now. It used to be you could get something, for $2,000 that at least ran. But now a $2,000 price tag on a used vehicle, it's got a bad engine or a bad transmission, or it's going to need too much work.
You need to get one so you could take that New England state trip you want to take.
Yeah, I might have to lease one. Although they have a limit on how many miles per month you can do on the leases. Maybe I'll just rent one.
I should look into what you do about renting, because I would actually like to take a tour trip, which, would require me, the vehicle that I'm driving, the truck that we have, to be gone for a week or 2 or maybe even longer. And I don't think my parents would want to go that long without a vehicle. So maybe I should look into renting a vehicle for something.
I rented an SUV when I moved from Sacramento, California, back to, I returned it here in Arkansas, but I was moving back to Illinois. But yeah, I did a one-way rental on a car. They probably, I don't remember, that was so long ago. But yeah, you can probably rent a car for long trips. I rented a car when I went for an interview in Tennessee, because it was cheaper than driving. From Illinois to Tennessee, I went for the interview, then drove home. I mean, it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but it's cheaper than buying a new vehicle that is reliable enough to go to Maine and back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Cindy Brown says, get a Honda Fit. I had a Subaru. I tell you what I like is the Toyota Matrix.
Vespa.
Toyota Matrix. It's a Corolla hatchback, basically. And they also made the Pontiac Vibe is the same thing as a Toyota Matrix. But being a Toyota, the resale value is high, and it's $5,000 for one that already has 200,000 miles on it. Buy a horse. No, I ain't buying no horse.
I
got
wrote
golf
old
carts.
vehicle. Get to point A to point B is what matters.
Yeah, but it's also nice to be able to go on road trips in a reliable vehicle.
Yeah, but how many stops did you have to take between A and B? That's what you got to think about. How many times did it break down between A and B?
Yeah, see, A to B for me is 12 miles to Waldron and back, or 25 miles to my old place and back, and that's all the further I'm going.
Is that your major store to go to? I mean, like, is that like a grocery store too, kind of?
Yeah, Waldron. There's a grocery store, Dollar General. They have groceries, hardware store, feed. Chicken feed is. I buy chicken feed more often than I do food for myself.
Well, that's because you can eat a chicken and eggs.
Bob, stop licking me.
Plethora of chicken and eggs. Toyotas hold the highest value. Well, when you start from the bottom. No, I don't know. I've never dealt with a Toyota before.
Have I ever? Nope, I haven't.
I can't even get Jeff to come to Fort Smith.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were relatively close to each other.
He's probably a little over an hour, but I don't trust mine yet.
Well, go get him, Tree Haven.
Yeah, he'll come down here.
Do the shower and take him back. Well, make sure he gets the shower first.
Yeah, it's hard for me to stay overnight with my chicken operation here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like letting them out during the day, and then when you let them out during the day, you got to close them up at night. And I have just left them locked, cooped up for the day when I'm going overnight, but it stresses them out and it affects their egg production. And I'm in the business of egg production and hatching those eggs, so I want to reduce their stress. So I do not like cooping them up a lot. And you got to lock them up at night so no owls or anything get in there. So it's hard for me to spend the night somewhere.
Cindy Brown, you made it all the way to Dallas and back in a Honda Civic? Wow, that's a miracle.
Yeah, Civic Hondas, and those are reliable cars that last for a while. I have a thing about Hondas that I don't want one. It's emotional, not logical.
Well, is Drew capable of taking care of your chickens for a couple days?
He'd have to drive a long way to do that. Mike's closer.
Drew? I thought he was closer to you. I thought
he owns the place next door.
Yeah.
Lindsay doesn't live next door.
Okay. So he doesn't stay next door.
I didn't say it.
Oh, did I say something I shouldn't?
Yeah, I don't know if Mike could do it or not. He'd be he could probably do it. It's a big job big job locking them all up at night, letting them out first thing in the morning, and then you got to be there. It's not like you can wait until you can't do it early. You have to do it at dark. So, but yeah, people could help me out.
Yeah, make you a little bit more mobile so you can go and have some fun. Although you probably love just being with your chickens.
Well, I like having fun. Bring the fun to me. Come on down.
Don't be too surprised if I don't come down and see a lot of you guys.
It'd definitely be worth it. I mean, just within an hour here, you've got a bunch of cool folks.
Creaven has asked me to come down to the Sweet 16. I don't mind that idea. and took care.
Yeah.
Dogman took care of 2,000 chickens a day.
Yeah.
So there's your man.
Well, he could do it. It's him wanting to do it.
For 2 days?
Different things.
For 2 days while you go and build a tiny house with Tree Haven.
If he's offering, you know.
I want to go help somebody build a tiny house.
Like ground up or a shed house like I did?
Either. I know how to do all that stuff, so it'd be fun.
Mama V is getting started. Yeah, who knows?
Hey, just as long as they have the materials there to do it.
Yeah, she's just kind of doing it as she goes.
Well, if I were to come down and actually help somebody do something like that, they would have to have the materials on
Yeah,
site.
you got to make the trip worth it. And yeah. Oh, Fallen Arkansas Veterans is in Van Buren. That's just north of Fort Smith. So that's probably 2 hours.
If you have the plans to do a tiny house, you could throw that frame up quick, especially if the weather's decent.
Yeah. Well, and if you have the tools and the knowledge.
I think
people kept telling me on my shed to houses, why didn't you just do it yourself? Well, you got to have the knowledge and the tools. If I were to go out and buy all the tools necessary to do my own framing and my own structure, well, that adds a couple grand to your startup. So it's, everybody's got their own different situation. But if you got the tools and knowledge, then yeah, do it yourself.
You can frame up a tiny house with very, very minor tools. You need
if you have the knowledge,
a circular saw and a drill gun or a hammer and a nail. And
yeah, I ain't hammering nails.
Table. I'm surprised at how many of these channels they'll have their chop saw down on the ground. I was like, get a table and put it up there so you can work at eye level. At level, so you don't have to crouch down. That makes my back hurt when I see them doing it.
Yeah, just watching it makes my back hurt.
Watching them, it makes my back hurt because I actually have my chop saw is on a it's on its own stand where you can offset it or you can collapse it and roll it away if you want. But I've never had to really collapse it because it's always been in one place mostly. When we got that and we took it over to my parents' house, it has not been on any other part of the property since. Tables are genius. Then get one. Get one, Tree Haven. It seems like I see you trying to crawl on the ground to cut stuff.
Just cut
I could be wrong.
Tree off that's got to go anyway at waist level and put your chop saw on that.
You know those plastic fold-out tables? You can put your chop saw up on that.
Yeah.
Or your table saw.
The bed of the tailgate of a truck that I did. I don't have a chop saw. I have a skill saw, but I use my truck bed for a lot of chicken coop building.
That is one thing that if you ever want to invest in anything to be able to do the stuff you need to do around a farm, a chop saw is like one of the number one pieces of equipment you want to have. That and a screw gun.
See, that's my problem.
Well, there you go, people. That's his wish list. Make it happen.
I've got a skill saw. I've got a nice skill saw.
I'll pitch in and get him a radial arm saw.
I can borrow dogs. Dogman has some I can borrow. I have a table saw that we use for doing the ceiling. So I do have a table saw and a skill saw and a sawzall and a cordless drill. I wouldn't mind an impact driver someday. I'm getting there. All of them were gifts from wonderful people too.
One of the things on my list is a drill press. I have the bandsaw, the table saw, and the chop saw, and then all the other tools that use, like hundreds of tools. In fact, I could go through and get rid of some of them. They're duplicates.
Hey, Tree Haven is inviting you, Brian, to come help him build his first cabin on the Sweet 16.
Contact me through Messenger.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I don't know how long I'd be able to stay, but if you plan the big part of it, it could be fun to raise the frame up in a day or something. A day or two, probably.
We'll put a crew together,
Jess. Everything organized and ready to go, you could throw a frame up of one of those tiny house cabins pretty quick.
Yeah, with just a small crew who knows what they're doing. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing what people who know what they're doing could do in a day.
Yeah, I love framing. Framing is a fun part, especially if you're using. Well, you know, I would use a air nailer for that. There's certain times when you want to use a screw gun or screws when you're absolutely not, when you're not positive as to whether that's the final answer. Then you screw it together so you can take it apart easy. But that cat's claw I have takes nails out pretty easy. I see some of these people struggling with trying to, you know, they built something wrong and they want to redo it, and they're sitting there prying it apart for 5 hours. Get yourself a cat's claw. You can take those nails out in no time. All you have to do is put the little points on the nail head and whack it, and you can pry that nail out in no time.
The right tool for the job can save so much. Like the paint guns, Simple Life Reclaimed and Come On Homesteading they were using. Holy cow! It didn't take them no time to get everything painted.
Well, of course.
Who knows about that? He did a lot of the painting in my shed to house.
Of course, Crystal has to have approval, Tree Haven. She just has to have that approval ready to go. Maybe Drew. Yeah, that would be fun. But I would definitely pour anything you build down there, especially if you've got rocky land. I know Tree Haven's got nothing but rock. His land is a rock. It's just a rock with more rocks on top of it. So anytime I see him try to even dig a hole for a tree, he's got to get a jackhammer.
Yeah, my place here is covered in rocks. I thought my last place was bad. This place is even worse.
But that's a good thing too. If you're building a platform, if you're building a foundation for a house, you know you could pretty much set that slab right on that ground and not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You don't have to dig down. You don't have to nothing. Just put your frame up for your cement, pour it, and there you go. Start building your house. Especially in those areas that don't have any you don't have to get permits for stuff. You know, like the Crockers where they're building, they don't have to answer to anybody. They can build anything they want.
Yeah. No building codes, pros and cons, mostly pros if you ask me. But.
Well, see, that would work well for me because I build things, I overbuild stuff. So I'm not worried about.
You're going beyond code anyway.
I would go beyond code anyway. But to not have to go down and sign papers for every 2x4 I put on a house, that sounds miserable. In fact, I don't think I'd even do it. I would just have to find some place where I wouldn't have to do that. It's pretty okay here. There's certain things that we'll make sure we check check with the whatever that is. Go downtown and get a permit for, but not too often. In fact, the guy stopped by and looked at what we were doing. He says, okay, all I care about is the fire alarms.
Yeah, no kidding.
Which I haven't finished. I did all the upstairs is finished. And I've got fire alarms downstairs, but the walls that they're on are not finished. So I'm going to have to take them down again, of course, when I do the ceiling in that main room that I haven't gotten to yet. I have 5 rooms going right now. I got the bathroom that everybody's been seeing me work on forever, but there's 4 other rooms that I just recently pretty much completed all the sheathing, like drywall or whatever I'm putting on the walls. All that's done. Now I've got to do all the trim work and paint. And
are you making your own trim?
I do sometimes. Sometimes I buy stock trim that's already got it's molding that's got the decorative design in it. But a lot of times I like to use flatboard and put my own edge on it. It's cheaper and I kind of just like the look better. I mean, some of these trims that you get, they all look alike to me, so I might as well go with the old style of. This house should be interesting. The upstairs has crown mold, which the downstairs will have crown molding too, but it'll be different. The upstairs is more of a fancy looking farm style house, where the downstairs is going to be more true to what a farmhouse would be like, with more simpler trims and chamfered edges.
Hey, Papa Pepper's in the house. You're not old enough for a big beard like us, Papa Pepper.
Papa Pepper?
Yeah, he's here in Arkansas. He's
old enough?
3 hours. He's got a dreadlock beard is what he has. But yeah, Papa Pepper.
Dreadlock beard? That's what I have to pull out every morning when I wake up. I don't just naturally look this good. I have to work at it. No, if I could wake up in the morning and my beard's a knot.
Yeah, it definitely takes some untangling, and I take naps like 5 days a week. So
yeah, after you get the chickens all out and everything for the day, and then you go take a nap and then go put them back in.
Yeah. Papa Pepper says Mama Pepper is having some contractions, so there may be another little Pepper on the way. How cool is that?
Papa Pepper. On a short interview by Dale from 9 Acre Farm.
But yeah, Papa Pepper, Kevin, he's come down to my place. He was one of that crew that helped finish out my shed house. He was on drywall duty and everything else he pitched in for. But he had experience with the drywall and knocked that out. He caught 6 fish in one cast.
How do you do that? Oh, that's a joke? Sounds like a joke.
Well, no, it was somebody's stringer. They'd lost their stringer earlier in the day and it had 6 fish on it. So he was casting out there and he snagged onto this stringer and pulled him in, and there's 6 fish on a stringer that he just happened to come along. It's a cool story.
How old and dead were the fish?
They're probably still alive. I think it was from earlier that day, and they were in the water, so they were probably all still alive.
Like a jig.
Yeah, Bob is pestering me. I gotta go distract him for a minute.
Okay. $62 people in the house. See, Jeff and Dogman and Drew's Lens, they do their lives and they'll go for 3 hours and stuff like that. Usually I go about an hour and a half, but I'll let this run as long as people are enjoying themselves. There's no hurry. I don't think there's anybody on after me that I know of. Unless you want me to leave. Unless you want us to leave and you've had enough of us know me looking guys. But didn't you eat them by now? Still alive. You need the watch time anyway. Well, Drew, I mean, you can have a live go for 3 hours, but if people are only going to watch 20 minutes of it, I don't know. But at this point, this is just for fun. I'm not in any hurry to go anywhere. Man, I heard the beer open. Yeah, I heard it too, but it's probably pop. I don't know. Is Jeff a beer drinker? Are you a beer drinker, Jeff?
No comment.
Did Bob need a beer? Beer me. I wish I had a beer right now. I like beer, but it's not something that I keep in my house. Can of cat food. That's boring. I thought he already fed the cats.
They don't always get wet food. So when they don't get wet food, then they keep bugging me all night until I give them a little bit of wet food. And tonight I thought I would cave in to Bob's demands and give him some wet food.
So to get off your lap?
Yep. He'll be gone for at least 5 minutes.
I'll be right back for a second.
Yeah, can of cat food.
All that chicken and you have to buy cat food?
Yeah. Although Bob will eat chicken feed. He is the biggest nerdy cat. I'll catch him. I'll be like making a bowl of chicken feed and set it on the ground. And here comes Bob. Doink, 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 doink. Oh, there's chicken feed. I think I'll chow down on that. He's a weirdo.
I bet there is not one person that is not subscribed to you, Jeff, on this live chat. I would say subscribe to Jeff, but you probably all subscribed.
How many we got watching? Are we over 50 still?
We've been staying steady around 64, 63.
Cool. Well, hopefully everybody's subscribed to you now.
Since I started talking to you and we did that 3-hour live the other night, and I've gained 50 plus. I don't know what it is now.
Yeah, I was just pulling up your page to see. No, Tiny Farm Nuggets. Oh, my internet is spinning.
It's 8:06, and that's coming from my analytics page.
So you might have gotten, what, another 10 tonight? Cool.
11. Wait. Yeah, 11. So that's good, and I appreciate you coming on my live. I've been wanting to have you on for a while. I told Drew, probably a month ago. I said I want bobblehead. Get me bobblehead.
Yep, he did it. He hooked us up, even though he's halfway across the country.
Yeah. Well, I've been talking. Drew and I have been talking a lot since before he was on my live. What, 2-3 weeks ago? And we'll talk for a couple hours. Well, an hour here, an hour there.
Oh yeah, Papa Pepper's a new sub, and after this, you need to go sub to Papa Pepper. You'll love him and his family.
Now, 12 Stones Ranch. He's gonna be the one to watch out for. You're gonna be watching his channel grow.
Yeah.
And I talk to him a lot. Usually after the live, we'll talk for about 2 hours. I talked to him for about an hour last night and 2 hours the night before. Talking about just, I don't know, all kinds of stuff about YouTube and what we want to accomplish.
1 million subscribers, $100,000 a month.
Yeah, because all YouTubers, according to Carrie, are rich. No, according to Carrie's subscribers. She did that video where she was doing satire of what YouTubers think.
Oh yeah.
That we get and how great it is to be a YouTuber. Although it is great to be a YouTuber. I love being a YouTuber. I love the community. When I first started my YouTube channel, I was kind of alone doing a YouTube channel. And as the community started coming into my life, it just got so it's great. I just love the communication and the friends that I've made. Just about every one of these lives that I've had, I've made a new friend, and the conversations that I've had with all of them have been amazing. And I just love it. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a lot more fun to do lives with somebody else. We're both on the same page on that one.
Yeah, well, I have the dyslexic problem, and you can see that I could still read the chats and stuff, and I'm still doing it. But if I had to do it, concentrate just on the chats, I think that would be a little much for me. If it was just me reading chats and trying to communicate with people. But it's going very well, and I'm having a blast.
Cool. You got any?
It's gotten to the point where every week I have to meet a new person. Some of the people I've had on my lives, I didn't know anything about when I started. Actually, I've seen your videos, but I've never talked to you, and I've never communicated with you in chat or anything. But once we started talking, we've been having a blast. I've enjoyed talking to you. You're funny. So that's great.
Oh yeah. Any more channels in the works?
Okay, Carrie. I was trying to get Carrie, but she's not responding to my stuff, even though she friended me on Facebook. If she's going to be next week, she's got to respond to me within the next day or so, or I'm going to have
All right, Carrie.
Find out something.
Drew knows
else. In fact, there is somebody else and it's whoever comes first and contacts me is going to be the one for next week. So it's either Carrie or it's Expeditionary Johnny. Do you know of that one? He's a newer channel. He's like only at 400 subscribers.
I used to know everybody, and I don't anymore. I used to know everybody before I got my own land. Now that I've got my own land, I do not have the time to watch as much as I did.
Yeah. So next week is up in the air. I have 2 possible candidates for next week. whichever one gets to me first is going to be the one I do.
All right.
But
Same Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central. And you'll have somebody fun on.
Yeah. Oh, I always do. I haven't had any problems with any of the people yet. It's been amazing. Yes, simply, Jan, I enjoyed having you. The next week is going to be one that most everybody from the community does. They do not know who he is. Although 12 Stone, when I mentioned him to 12 Stones has been watching him. And he is the Second Empire Strikes Back. And that is the Second Empire. You know how we had like the Edwardian period and the Victorian period. Well, this is the Second Empire. He has a 3-story that he is bringing back to its former glory, and it's going to be beautiful when he's done. I can't remember the guy's first. The original owner of the house is something Brown, and he's like he had a factory where he designed and built like planers and equipment back in the 1890s. There's whole catalogs of the equipment that he made, and it's amazing. And when I was talking to him about, you know, how they design those things, they would literally carve, like, you know, those old bandsaws they had back at the turn of the century. Well, in order to design that, they would literally carve it out of wood, and then they would make a mold of it and mold the steel.
Oh.
Make these, and you know, you don't really think about those things, how they make it. I mean, you think of the final product, but what did they use to mold it? Some people would be very, very surprised as to how they used to do automotive engines and using sand and packed sand, and then you have to scrape it all out, and it's just interesting. All that stuff interests me.
Yeah. Good night, Papa Pepper. Thanks for stopping out. Hope everything goes well with Mama Pepper and the little peppers.
So
let us all know when the next little pepper comes out. Number 8.
So at any rate, the reason why I chose him, for one thing, he was a channel I was watching just before I started my channel. And he actually started 4 months before I did. And I'm someone who enjoys buildings of all kinds, anywhere from a shed to house to mansions. I'll watch that kind of stuff. And so he does a lot of techniques and things that I think the homesteading community would probably enjoy. So I asked him, and he said yes. I was really surprised. He said, yeah, sure, I'm all for that.
Cool. Cool.
Well, it is starting to die off. We're down to 55, 54.
Yeah, yeah, we're 2 hours in. See, time flies when you're
12 Stones. If you're interested,
I'll
talk here for a little while. Yeah. This has been great. I've enjoyed getting to know you, Jeff. You're an amazing person.
Thank you.
I can now see why everybody loves you and why they did that birthday party for you, because you're so worth it.
Yeah, I don't know. I am very, very lucky to have met a whole bunch of people around here that support me and help me out, and hopefully I can return that in other ways. And I try to. So doing these live shows, this makes me feel good. The networking, I love that. I love, introducing people to each other that are going to be like-minded, that are going to have some of the similar interests. And And I've done that a lot. Like my birthday party last year, a lot of those people were new to each other. And then now here a year later, we're still getting together. We're still helping each other out. And so, yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Well, see, those people enjoy and feel good about helping you because you pay it forward. Even if you do what you can to pay it forward, and that resonates in people. So there you go. Just like you coming on this live, a lot of times I could be helping the person that I've had as a guest because they'll have less subscribers than me, and I can bring something to them. You're a much larger channel and you're mostly helping me right now, but in turn that will help the next person on because
exactly. If I can expose more to you and then you bring on a smaller channel and
next week because of you, then the next guest will get more exposure. And that's the way I look at it.
Yep.
So that's awesome. I do. I love this community so much.
We need more up there in New York area for you.
Yeah, well, there's a couple. I just
it can happen fast, man. Within a year, you can have like a dozen people move in your area and start YouTube channels. It happened to me.
I try to get people to start YouTube channels, but it's not work if you love it. So there are some people that would look at what we do and say, oh, that's too much work. Well, I enjoy it. So, you know, the saying, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it is. And we do.
I've put in the pressure. Yeah.
There is the pressure of putting stuff out. Yeah. I mean, and I've got it. I mean, I've been putting these lives out every week and that's consistent and they're doing great. I'm loving it. I think other people are loving it, but I need to start concentrating on my content videos because you really can't run a channel without having content videos or lives. You got to do both.
Schmoody, Deb Schmoody. Do I get a gold star, Deb? I'm sorry.
Is that how we pronounce it now? Schmoody?
Yeah, she typed it out for us.
Where did she do that?
1102.
Oh. Well, there you go.
But yeah, Lindsay beat us to it.
Well, again, and yeah, Dog Man, you know, I'm going to put you on my list if you're interested. Might be a month from now. I know I've got coming up probably next month is Blaine's Promised Land Ranch. Bland's Promised Land Ranch. And Creekside Maples is on my list. And they said they would probably be ready sometime in the beginning to middle November.
Cool. Oh yeah, and your guests last week, they were new to me. So yeah, you gave them one subscriber.
Corn-fed Life. They were in the live tonight. They're the ones asking how long or who has the biggest beard. Yeah, they're a great couple. And if anybody in this chat is not subscribed to Corn-fed Life, go over and check it out. They've got a U News. It's titled U News, and they do like a little, I don't even know if it's a spoof. It's kind of a real news broadcast, but they include, you can send your clips in and have like a 1-minute video of something that's news to you in your area or even something going on in your channel, and they will include it in their broadcast. So go check them out.
Who else is in here? Simply Jan, you had her on your live show. Anybody else in here you've already had? Drew's and Lindsay, they were both on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sandy North. That's not familiar to me. Who else was I just going to say something about? Yeah, everybody go check out Creekside Maples. I think
I subbed.
I think they're going to be good. And they're not even in the live, but there's something about. I watched their live last night, and it was fun. I'm going to have to steal some of their ideas if they. I'll ask them. I'll ask their permission to steal some of their ideas because it's pretty good.
Uh-oh. Dogman's trying to sell that property down the road for me.
Is that the one you tried to sell to me?
Yep. It's way overpriced, but with the market, it's, you know.
Your Dogman.
Yeah, I hate recommending that somebody overpay for something, but that's just how it is right now.
Who is Sandy North? Do you know her?
Maybe. Probably.
Well, she said she wants to move between all you guys.
Yeah, everybody does. We're fun. We get together and have fun.
You get to joust around in Speedos. And
on golf carts.
And pillow fights on golf carts.
There we go.
That just sounds weird.
Yeah, we'd rather have somebody we know get it than a meth head, that's for sure. Too many of them around here.
Well, Jeff, I would definitely enjoy joining you in more lives, especially those late night ones. Those are fun.
Cool. I'll keep you in mind.
Do so.
I don't plan mine ahead like you do. Mine's usually last minute if I'm feeling up to it. But yeah, tonight was fun. I really appreciate you having me on.
Yes.
Joining your lineup of fine folks that have been on your live shows before.
You're number 21. That means everybody go and check out my my playlist and give some love to all the guests that I have had on there. There's 21 of them, including Jeff.
Please.
And some really good channels. And I've sat down with all of them and had a conversation with them like I'm having coffee with them and get a chance to know what they're like just in conversation. No set agenda on what to accomplish in the live at all. Now I'm just rambling.
It's late. I'm about ready for a late night snack too.
Yeah, me too. I got some pepperoni in the freezer.
Ooh.
I'll pull some of that out and chew on it every once in a while.
Well, no crackers and cheese? See, I like the pepperoni and salami.
My dad will go grocery shopping and get stuff, and I'll go grocery shopping and get stuff, and then I take it all over to their house, and then I go, well, I didn't leave anything over here for me. So, no, I don't have any crackers. I got pepperoni and cheese, but it's pepper jack cheese, so. The big blocks of cheese. I could sit there. I swear I could sit there and eat them like a candy bar.
No kidding. Good cheese. Yeah, I'd almost rather have that than a candy bar.
I think so too. In fact, it's been a while since I've gotten a candy bar. It's kind of hard to want to end this live, but we probably should.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to overstay our welcome. Thank you, all you fine people that came and joined Jeff and I. It was a blast. Thank you to my moderators. You've probably all gone to bed by now. Are they here? I didn't even bring up the YouTube chat. Nope.
Yeah, you can't see it through StreamYard.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I've got Simply Jan is still in here. And we've got 12 Stones. And
ooh, Tillamook cheese. I've had that. That Tillamook is in Oregon.
Drew's Lens is my moderator, one of them. I know that.
Thank you, moderators.
Oh, Lazy Days in here. I don't remember if I saw
them earlier.
Yeah, they might have come in. It gets a little late on their part for them. But yes, okay. Well, we're gonna cut this, but it doesn't mean I want to stop talking to you. I enjoy talking to you, so we'll have to get together some more.
Definitely.
All righty.
If you have somebody cancel out on you last minute, feel free to hit me up.
You know what? I really do need to make a list of people who are willing to do that. I already know that 12 Stones would do that for me. Come in on a whim if he had to save the day. So yeah, that's probably a good idea. I should get some people that are willing to just come in if someone cancels on me at the last minute.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened yet. Everybody who's been on my live with me has been great. We've had some close calls with Full Blown Country where he's sitting there panicking because he can't get his audio. And that was his first live of all times to have problems.
Well, that's when you're going to have it, when you've never done it before.
When you know that, when you're already panicking because you've never done a live and then something like that happens.
Yeah.
But he's been doing good, and I want everybody to check out his live tomorrow night. You're gonna go to No Judgment Here is Tish's channel, his wife, and she's going to be interviewing Mike, 12 Stones Ranch. Oh, I did it again. Sorry, 12 Stones. Full Blown Country. Mike of Full Blown Country. She's going to interview her own husband, and they're going to talk about stuff. I guess you'll have to check it out and find out.
Yep. Yep.
So have a good night. Thank you very much for joining me, and we'll close out together. And see you guys next week. Anybody know Carrie? Tell her she needs to get with me if she wants to be on next week. I talked to the person. I talked to my people for the whole week, pretty much in and out, and get to know them and stuff. And she can't wait until the last day. Okay.
Hit the thumbs up on your way out.
Yeah. Everybody, thumbs up. Thank you very much for showing up. Good night. See you next week. Bye.